Telling tales about the music we grew up with so we can share it with you. The artists we saw, the music we bought, the way you can't do anymore. Music from the 70s onwards. So crank it up, let's set the tone. It's more than music, it's the life we own. Take it away, Fat Man.
Alrighty, Mick. How the fucking hell are you?
Mate, I was just fine up until I heard that particular version. I think it's amazing that you've used AI to come up with a version of our theme song that emulates every single band that we hate and we've ever
Is it a
paid
great?
out on.
It is great.
It is awful. Bring back the young rock chick you had last time.
No, this is the. I feel this is the pinnacle of our work.
It's awful. It makes Toto sound good.
Mick, Toto were just here recently, and I feel that you're dissing them a little bit. They had a very successful tour.
They did.
People loved them.
Well, they didn't. They just didn't slander them as much as they.
I know you love it, Mick. I know you really love it, and I know that you would have loved to have been at the Toto concert. I know you missed it. I know you're a little bit cranky about it.
I missed the bus.
But a lot of people went. A lot of people loved it. There were songs there that. I think they did a song. They did a song called Africa. I think.
What a great title for a song!
I think they did a song called that. But I've been looking just because that whole thing of Toto coming out. I've been looking at massed bands of Toto songs, and I'll tell you what, they are just everywhere. Just everywhere.
It lends itself to mass bands, doesn't it?
I don't know. It must be really good if you're in the audience, I guess. I don't know. But it's not good to listen to.
Oh, dear.
Oh, anyway, Mick. Happy rock and roll to you, sir. How have you been travelling?
Mate, I'm not bad. I'm carrying a bit of a lurgy at the moment.
Oh, damn.
Which, for our overseas listeners, lurgy is an Australian term meaning a bug or a fluey sort of thing. So
that's not good.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if we suddenly cut away for a moment, that's me coughing my heart up and dying in a pile on the bottom of the studio.
Then I'll just roll him out the door and roll him down the hill on his way home.
Oh, that'll be good, yeah. Well, if I can get to the car knows its way home, so it'll be right.
But one thing you did do, Mick, is you did bring the beautiful pink Globite travel bag with luxurious interior, and it is once again bursting at the seams with what, sir?
Mate, anyone who's a long-term listener to us knows that we absolutely adore Warren Zevon. And finally, nearly 30 years too late, Warren has been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for musical excellence.
He actually has been inducted for musical, now what is it? Influence.
That's because he's so excellent.
He's so it's actually something like musical influence, not the excellence bit.
Oh, they've changed it on the way to the final post.
But it doesn't matter. He's in good company.
Look, it's about bloody time.
Yeah.
Apparently, an artist becomes eligible to be inducted into it's a US type of thing, people in the real world don't care about this sort of nonsense. But if it's there, we want Warren to be in it because, after all, he was an American. So he bought into that whole American exceptionalism, which we don't necessarily, and certainly Canada doesn't.
No.
And apparently an artist becomes eligible to be inducted into the Hall of Fame 25 years after their first commercial release.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
Yeah. He was eligible in 1994. Yeah. So I reckon they waited a bit, maybe just to see if he put any more out after 2003. There wasn't a lot of releases after 2003. Certainly very, very little new music. 4 years ago, mate.
Bit tricky from the grave.
It's been done. I think, yeah. And with AI these days.
We can have a seance.
Well, they did, They had lots of, all of the Beatles, all of the dead Beatles have been able to release new songs. Yeah. Or contribute to new songs.
That's right. Wasn't there one recently where they've got
free as a bird or something?
some awful thing? It was
Oh,
awful.
yeah, it was awful, yeah. Well, naturally, it's bloody AI. Like that stupid theme song that you had playing for us about no less than 5 minutes ago.
It was great. And
4 years ago, mate, we talked about Warren Zevon. Can you believe that it was that long?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Since we first or the last, we've done. Oh, yeah. We did 2 shows back to back, didn't we?
Yeah, we did 2 shows back to back, and that was in our halfway through our first season.
Wow.
Look, as it turned out, he's one of your. Oh, I knew this already. He was one of your favourite artists too.
Yep.
Today, funnily enough, years later, he's still near the top of our download figures. People discover us. Hundreds and thousands of people discover us, and then go back and mine their way through. Gee, look at what they've got there. They've got Warren Zevon and Queen and
What the fuck's Warren Zevon?
yeah, what's a Warren Zevon? Is that some sort of clickbait? So they listen to it, and he's right near the top of our download figures. So people go back, they find him, they search for Warren Zevon, they get Mick and the Fat Man and say, oh, bloody Google's made a mistake again. And people regularly access those 2 episodes. We had so much information when we talked about him. That's why we got to 2 episodes, and we still didn't get to the end.
No.
Because one of us was talking quite a lot about his lyrics.
Oh,
Which and
I'm not going to say who.
No, because regular listeners would know who.
Yeah,
And I don't reckon it was you.
No, it wasn't me.
So we didn't get to the end of his career even. We only got halfway through his albums. What I'd like to do today, to honour his induction into the Hall of Fame, is to round out our coverage of his career. The last few albums that he did. His last album, The Wind, which he recorded, sounds morbid, but recorded as he was dying.
Yeah.
And some of the tributes paid on his death, and the covers of Zevon's songs, which some of them are really, really nice.
I've got a bit of a treat for you during this as well, so I won't mention it at this stage, but there is a little treat in there for you.
Oh, I love surprises.
Yes.
Oh, no, not your surprises, no. Generally not.
You'll love this one.
Oh, good.
You'll love this one. All right, well, let's continue on then, and I think we need to do a bit of...
Rock news. Everybody's talking about rock news. The Fat Man is bringing all the news and all the views. Rock news. It's rock news.
Well, Mick, this is big news. Zach Starkey, who has played drums for The Who for the last 20-odd years, was sacked. Hard to work out what it was, whether he was sacked, whether he left, whether there was disagreement. Who was it? Who did what? But anyway, there was a big concert at Royal Albert Hall, and they basically said, fuck off, we're not doing it anymore. But, breaking news, he's back.
That's the good news.
Zach Starkey has been reinstated as The Who's drummer just days after parting company with the band. Townsend said in a statement he's not being asked to step down from The Who. There's been some communication issues. Personnel and private on all sides that needed to be dealt with, and these have been aired happily. So Roger Daltrey chimed in by blaming social media for everything.
Well, I think that's fair.
Yeah,
Social equals fake, and it seems to be the political go-to that anything that comes out that you don't like, it's fake media.
That's right. So we're talking about Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and Bad Company has made it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as well.
I can't get enough.
And interestingly, the actual ceremony is not until November this year.
Plenty of time for more people to die.
Plenty of time. So the surviving members of Bad Company say they are elated to have finally been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, with 2 of them saying they intend to perform at the November ceremony. I hope it's Paul Rogers. I hope the voice is better than a lot of the people of his age.
Yeah.
It gets a bit.
I'm a little worried.
It gets a little bit stringy, doesn't it?
It does.
Anyway, and the drummer Simon Kirk added, it's been a long time coming. I'm not taking anything away from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame committee, but they had their reasons. But it's a welcome addition, if you will. So that's great news. Next, Cyndi Lauper has also been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And she said, I'm humbled to be in the company of so many of my heroes, Aretha, beg your pardon, Tina, Chaka, Joni, Wanda,
Who's Wanda?
Wanda Beach.
Oh, right. Yes, where the girls got murdered.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Just to name a few. Women have made so many important contributions to music and to rock and roll, and a win for one of us is a win for all of us. Thank you for voting members of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for this honour, and thank you to my fans for supporting me throughout my career. I could not have done without you. Now, Warren, you've already mentioned Warren has been inducted, so it's for musical influence, and his son Jordan wrote, I've seen some people comment that my dad's Hall of Fame induction isn't real, or ask if I'm disappointed because he was inducted under the Musical Influence Award. It is real. He is now in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I'm quite the opposite of disappointed. Some of the past musical influences include Robert Johnson, Bessie Smith, Harry Belafonte, Louis Armstrong, Hank Williams, Howlin' Wolf, Pete Seeger, Woody Guthrie. Not a bad group to be involved with. Not a bad at all.
He's got a point.
So, well done, Wazza, and thank you, Jordan, for clarifying that.
I would have liked to have been a fly on the wall in their last meetings. Jesus, we run out of stars. Have they all died? God, we better go back. What about that English band? Bad something or other?
Yeah, bad. Well, bad
who was
scene.
the Australian, the American bloke from California, the one who did Werewolves, that song?
The
Remember
Werewolf
him?
song. Oh.
What about him?
I don't
What
know
about the chick with all the jewellery?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, of course not. No, he's dead. Everyone in our bloody influence is dead.
Anyway, so it would have been interesting. Now, you have been getting down hard on me, mate, about talking about 1971, the year that was the greatest year of rock and roll. So I've decided to move on to 1972.
Whoa, advancement.
And so I've put it to ChatGPT. What are the greatest rock and roll albums for 1972? And ChatGPT said to me, 72 was a legendary year for rock music, with groundbreaking albums that defined genres and pushed boundaries. Here's a list of the top albums of 1972, a mix of critical acclaim, commercial success, and lasting influence. So they're not. I don't know what order they're in. Thursday in A order. Exile on Main Street, great choice.
One of my favourites from their golden period.
Fantastic album, without doubt. The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars.
Oh, which one's that?
It's a fellow by the name of David Bowie. You're probably not familiar with him.
No.
ChatGPT says it's a glam rock masterpiece.
Other than calling it glam rock, I've got to agree.
And Harvest, Neil Young. I haven't heard of that one either.
Yeah.
Machine Head by Deep Purple. I guess so.
Yeah, well, it spawned a single.
I've seen a few other lists, and it seems to get up there. Close to the Edge by Yes. What do you think of that?
Well, I think it's well known, our opinion of Yes. But to be fair, this is back when they were good.
This is according to ChatGPT, they say it's a cornerstone of progressive rock, and they're probably right. It probably is.
Complex, symphonic, but not absolutely ego-driven and boring.
No. Thick as a Brick by Jethro Tull.
Nice one.
Nice. Transformer, Lou Reed. Roxy Music.
Excellent. I think we've talked about that one before, haven't we?
We have many times.
It's a stunning album.
Can't Buy a Thrill by Steely Dan. Fantastic. Eagles, The Eagles.
That's before they started knifing each other on stage.
It's the Taboo album. Yeah. Now, this next one you're going to love because it's been on high on our playlists. And if you go back through our playlists over the years, you'll see it there all the time. Argus by Wishbone Ash.
I think that's a strange choice, perhaps.
I'll just whiz through the other couple. All the Young Dudes, Mott the Hoople, and Sail and Shoes, Little Feet. So I went, what fucking Wishbone Ash? So I went back to GPT and said, what makes Argus by Wishbone Ash such a great album? And she said, because I have a female ChatGPT talking to me, twin guitar harmonies, epic emotional songs, atmosphere, a warm analog sound, and cohesion. The album flows like a single story, even though the songs are individually strong. Together they make a bigger emotional impact. It's not just a collection of tracks, it feels like an album. So
that would be the 12-inch wide circle of vinyl that makes it feel like an album.
That would be the description of every album from the 70s pretty much, because they were all making albums, not bits of songs put
That's
together,
right. And
unless they were a best of.
And they didn't have digital, so that it all had analog sound.
That's right. So I thought, oh, okay, Miss ChatGPT, you've, I would say, fucked up a little bit really on that one, because I could think of a few, maybe Genesis Foxtrot perhaps.
Perhaps indeed.
Alice Cooper School's Out, perhaps. Yeah. Who remembers Hot August Night by Neil Diamond?
Good Lord.
If you're in the jazz sort of side of things, Chick Corea, Return to Forever. Elton John, Honky Shadow.
Ding, 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 ding.
And Stevie Wonder, Talking Book, I beg your pardon. So, look, a couple of options there for ChatGPT. Wishbone Ash. Okay, whatever. I've listened to it again. I haven't heard Wishbone Ash stuff for, I don't know, 40 years. I went back and had a listen to it, and there's nothing wrong with it, basically.
God, don't damn them with faint praise.
Anyway. Oh, mate, 1001 albums you must listen to before you die. Big Bad Bob Dimery. Page 232, John Lennon, Imagine. Now, what year was this? I forgot. 1972, I think. I think it's 1972 as well, actually. I'm not sure.
71.
71, is it? 71. Produced by John Lennon, Phil Spector, and Yoko Ono. What does Yoko do in the production space?
Screeches.
Very good. Yep, someone has to. Cover art, quite good. Yoko did the cover art. 39 minutes. And
she's a great artist as long as she doesn't get recorded.
I remember listening to John Lennon describe one of her artworks, and it was a sort of, I don't know, it's probably New York somewhere, but there was one of the artworks, there was a ladder, and you went up the top of the ladder, and at the top of the ladder was the word yes. And that was
was that close to the edge?
It was sitting on the top of the bay, sort of thing.
Oh, right.
Waiting for the morning. Anyway, and he thought that was very, very positive. So yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? It's really gets you.
It does get you.
Yeah. Chart success in Australia. It was number one and it was in the charts for 48 weeks. And the single Imagine, number one, was in the chart for 21 weeks. Huge commercial success upon its release, and even more so after Lennon's murder. It's generally seen as
there's a bit of a gap between the release of this album and Lennon's murder.
Yeah, but I mean, he gets a free run on that one. All you got to do is get yourself killed, and you can make more money.
That's right. Yeah.
Not you can do much with it, but anyway. It's seen as his inevitable return to conventional pop after the ferocious flurry of avant-garde experiments, protest singles, primal confessionals, and live rave-ups of the Yoko Ono-led 68 to 70 period. Don't know who wrote this. Anyway, but there's Phil Spector there, obviously. George Harrison is in there. Mick, what do you think about Imagine?
Look, this is an argument in favour of us actually picking our albums out of 1001 albums you must hear before you die, because this is not a great album. This is not, but I don't like, except for Coldplay, I don't like slamming other people's material because they've done something I couldn't. Okay, so, but this is not a great album. Even Imagine is not a great song, but yeah, it's done the time and it's got the rewards. Good on them. But the rest of the album is not great songs in general. There's some good stuff, there's some patchy stuff, and there's some bloody awful stuff on there. I think that for most of his solo career, Lennon was trading on the fact that he was a Beatle. As could be argued, has his erstwhile mate McCartney. Although I would suggest that McCartney's commercial work is probably better than Lennon's. But you can see in both of them how much they added to each other. Yeah, McCartney's sugary sweet, Lennon's acerbic and has lots of ideas, but doesn't necessarily follow them through to something final.
Yeah.
And putting those two together, you came up with some really good stuff. And even some of the Beatles stuff was crap, particularly their later stuff where they said, oh, come on, George, come on, what's this button do? And you can see that was Lennon doing that, or Paul after a couple of doobs. But the album itself, I was never excited about it. We've talked about this before. How when you're young and you're brought up with music, you had an older brother, so you were into the Beatles, right? One of your formative albums was Revolver, and a couple of the other Beatles albums. You cite them as early influences on you. I had to go back in my musical taste once I discovered other people and go back and find the Beatles, because they were a little before both of us. They'd broken up before both of us sort of woke up that, hey, music is better than 2SM plays.
Yeah.
So I've never been much interested in the sniping between Lennon and McCartney. It's always struck me as fairly childish and undisciplined. And when we were talking about it, you said, come on, boys, you're multi-millionaires.
Move on.
Bloody move on, yeah. Hide the bloody thing. Yeah. How do you sleep? And Crippled Inside doesn't get any mention, but Crippled Inside is bloody nasty as well. Yeah, but it's not much of a song. It's got a nice little chorus, but so what? The album,
it's not a groundbreaking song. It's just
another song on this album, which is about all you can say about it. It does have some good songs. Jealous Guy is probably one of his best songs and Roxy Music's worst. Give Me Some Truth. Interestingly, Give Me Some Truth started, here we are in 1971, it started as a demo for Let It Be in 69.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. And I like his wordplay on Give Me Some Truth, but it really doesn't get anywhere. No short-haired yellow belly son of Tricky Dicky is going to Mother Hubbard soft soap me with just a pocket full of hope. No wonder Nixon wanted him out of the US. It's pretty insulting. And we've got the album. We've got the song Imagine. Oh, imagine there's no heaven, easy if you try, no hell below. It's no wonder that Steely Dan released Only a Fool Would Say That. It's a direct attack on Lennon and the sentiments in that
But
song.
I think Imagine sort of appealed to the broad audience, the LA set and all that sort of stuff. How
the people who don't listen to lyrics, perhaps.
That's it. That is just, and it's got a very nice melody, and which is one of the things they're good
absolutely.
at, and so it became a worldwide hit.
Well, it did. Look, he's got some great players on this album. He's got Nicky Hopkins on piano, who, despite the rivalry, inverted commas, fingers in the air, between them and the Stones, Nicky Hopkins contributed to both bands, a lot of their work. So Joey Molland and Tom Evans from Badfinger contributed, played a lot on this album because obviously McCartney had introduced them to the Beatles circle.
Sure.
And then once, but interestingly, Joey Molland is the person that Pete Ham had an argument with about songwriting credits before he killed himself.
Oh,
so that's pretty nasty.
Not good.
I did notice one. Probably one of the more interesting lyrics on this album is on the last song, I think it is, God. He says, I don't believe in Elvis, I don't believe in Zimmerman, and I don't believe in Beatles.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
But there's not a lot of in-depth, here I'm bearing my soul to hear lyrics.
Yeah, a little bit cranky.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. I agree. I mean, I don't know. The same as Mind Games. Mind Games, great song, Mind Games.
It is.
But the rest of the album is sort of hit and miss, a bit like this. I think it's just a bit hit and miss, and I don't know. We'll just move on, eh?
Well, I was listening to it and I think this would make a great EP.
Yeah.
For those who remember EPs. Yeah. 4 or 5 songs,
Yeah,
great.
it would have been great.
Yeah.
It would have been great. Yeah, all right. Well, Mick, on that note, we say thank you, Mr. Lennon, for all your work, and we'll move on to someone who we both enjoy a lot. Let's hear about Warren Zevon.
Warren Zevon. Now, if you haven't heard of Warren Zevon, you haven't been listening to us. Yeah, seems like he gets a run a few times every season. And as I said before, in the first season, he got 2 complete episodes all to himself. And here we are 5 years down the track. And here's his farewell episode. Why are we talking about him again? Because he's just been put into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Or he will be in November. But there's
Funny how they announce it so early, isn't it? It's a bit weird.
Well, a bit of controversy, a bit of why didn't so-and-so get in? It all adds to the publicity.
I guess so.
Warren Zevon was a bad boy with an angelic talent. His ability to write lyrics compared to Mr. Lennon was unsurpassed. He's as good as the people who are recognised as masters for writing lyrics. I would put him in the class of being as good as Dylan. And look, a Dylan fan might say, well, no, what about? And I'd say, well, what about? Yeah. And to top it all off, they were mates.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, both of them had an enormous regard for each other. So, yeah, it's not an insult to say that I think he was better than Dylan, because I think at the very least he was as good as Dylan, and I revere Dylan. Yeah. So,
I think anybody that can come up with a song called Lawyers, Guns and Money is a fucking genius.
Absolutely. Yeah. Look, some of the highlights that we've talked about Zevon in the past about, he was an alcoholic. Screaming alcoholic. He was aware that he had a drinking problem. Didn't do anything about it, of course. But he was quoted as saying that there's nothing romantic, nothing grand, nothing heroic, nothing brave about alcoholism. It's a real coward's death.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Jesus.
yeah, he was very self-aware, Mr. Which you don't see that in a lot of artists. Oh no, I'm all right. No, I got no problem. He knew he had a problem, but he tried to work around it.
Yeah.
You recall the Rolling Stone party very early in his career when he released Excitable Boy, which is a terrific album. He was beginning to break through, and he was invited to a cocktail party by Jan Wenner, the publisher of Rolling Stone. He was nervous, had a few drinks to steal him before he got there, had a few more, see where the first ones went. And got totally pissed. He gave his opinion on the world to Wenner and was he was banned from Rolling Stone forever. It didn't last, but the symbolic.
What? You think, what are you doing? Don't come here. Come here.
Warren, get away from that bloke.
Come here, mate.
Don't say that.
Fucking hell.
We saw him in Australia.
Yeah.
He actually toured quite a bit. Given he probably couldn't cross the road without having a drink. He managed to get out here a couple of times, which was nice. We saw him at the Bridge.
I didn't see him at the Bridge. You did.
I did, yes.
I saw him at St Mary's Band Club, which was weird.
Yeah, and that's the one where we actually took the name of our episode. I'd rather you didn't dance. These songs are kind of personal. Where, as you pointed out, you remembered, you tried to a couple was dancing to Zevon's songs, which you don't do. It's just no. And my wife said, "Well, why should that matter to you? You think music's too important to dance to anyway."
But they were dancing like waltzing sort of thing.
I thought, shit,
what are you doing?
Stupid. And he said, I'd rather you didn't dance. These songs are kind of personal. And they stayed there.
Yeah.
He stared at me. He was going to walk off.
He did. He stood up and started to walk off, and people said, no. And they finally walked off the dance floor.
Talk about entitled.
Jesus, what a fun.
Yeah. And I saw him then at the Hilton. Believe it or not, Warren Zevon at the Hilton, but he was supporting Little River Band. So some of the members of Little River Band, I would expect, were fans of Zevon, and that, given their history, that's not a surprise. The first when I saw him at the Bridge and St Mary's Band Club, he was recording his live album. So the label had funded the tour, which was really nice. He played a whole lot of stuff and did some really interesting treatments of some of his songs. He didn't turn around and do reggae versions of them or anything else, but he put in some extra bits, put in some lyrics, like putting in Waltzing Matilda in the middle of Poor, Poor, Pitiful Me, to commemorate being in Australia.
And he did some really good intros to the songs
Absolutely,
as well, which is really different. And one of the songs ended up on the live album too.
Yes.
From St Mary's Band Club.
Absolutely. And another one from The Bridge. Yeah. So it's really nice when you go to see a concert and then buy the live album and, I was there. And that really adds a whole new element to the I was there and I love this guy, doesn't it?
It was great. It was really good concert too.
Yep. Linda Ronstadt, very close link to Warren Zevon.
Yep.
She was climbing. Her career was a bit beyond started, but she wasn't the huge star that she became in the 70s and early 80s. Her covering some of his early songs was a big help to her, Poor, Poor, Pitiful Me and Hasten Down the Wind. But it was a huge help to Warren Zevon too. It gave journalists a famous name to hang his hat on. So people would say Warren Zevon, who Linda Ronstadt picked up some of his early songs to cover. So it was a nice thing that actually helped both of them. And some of those covers by Linda Ronstadt were really good. She actually made them herself. Poor, Poor, Pitiful Me.
Yep.
I can be harsh on covers, but I can love them too. But I think her cover of that, she owned that song.
Yeah, without doubt.
Yeah. Later in his career, once he sort of succeeded, his career looked a little bit like one of those scientific wave measurements, sort of up and down and up and down and up and down, like a big looping radio wave. Success, drinking, messed up. Success, drinking, messed up. Success. But during all of that, in the 90s, he befriended, or David Letterman befriended him. Now, for those who don't remember Letterman, he was the first of the major US talk show hosts at night.
Much copied.
Yes, absolutely, yes. Even by the Australian guy, Steve Vizard, who not only copied the format of late night TV, but even Letterman's movements.
It was, and you remember, because Letterman used to always come out, the top 10 things, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly the same thing. You might as well just... anyway.
Yeah, well, Steve Letterman.
So, what I have found for you...
Oh, yes. Is this my surprise?
It is your surprise. The first performance of Warren Zevon on Letterman.
Play away.
Welcome back to the show. My first guest is here tonight, surprisingly so after the Dialect routines, but I'm glad he is. He is one of the most respected and controversial singers and songwriters in popular music. He has just released a brand new album, which, by the way, is getting excellent reviews, entitled The Envoy. We're delighted he's here with us tonight.
Superb.
The real thrill for us now to introduce Warren Zevon.
Zevon contrariness. He's on the Letterman show to promote The Envoy, and does a song from an album 6 or 7 years before.
I know.
However great that song is.
I know. I wonder why he didn't do The Envoy or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so 1992.
Yep.
Amazing, hey?
Yeah. So from that, they became very firm friends. Later in his career, or in the period between that appearance on Letterman and the end, Zevon appeared regularly on the Letterman show, and where Paul Schaefer, the band leader on Letterman's show, again another thing the same as Steve Vizard that Steve Vizard stole was the repartee between him and Paul Grabowski, Paul
Grabowski, yes.
The band leader here. Anyway, that's by the by. So Zevon stood in as band leader on the regular times when Paul Schaefer wasn't available.
He was.
So in August 2002, Zevon got the diagnosis that he had mesothelioma, which is the nasty lung cancer. It's called pleural, as in plural from the lungs. I don't know where else you'd have mesothelioma, but that's by the by. He revealed his fate to the public in the following month. And on October 30, 2002, Letterman devoted the entire episode to Warren Zevon, interviewing him, having Warren Zevon play songs, talked about how the cancer diagnosis has affected him, all of those things. So Letterman opened that episode by noting that a couple of months ago we all learned that your life has changed radically. And Zevon responded, "Oh, you heard that I got the flu." So what Zevon confessed during that interview was that he'd had some symptoms, but he thought he'd be right. Didn't go to the doctor. And he says, it's one of those phobias that didn't really pay off. So, well, this is going to obviously affect your life. What's it going to mean? What's it going to mean to you? What are you going to do? And so Zevon comes up with the immortal phrase, "Hell, I'm going to enjoy every sandwich."
Fantastic.
And we'll come back to Letterman, how Letterman keeps bobbing up in Zevon's career for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
In a very mates sort of way. Here in Australia, we can appreciate that. You know, if you've got a mate, you just get involved and you do things that are nice for each other.
Yeah.
And they both did this. But Zevon's career, 1987, he released an album called Sentimental Hygiene. And in 2003, he released an album called The Wind. So Sentimental Hygiene, probably my favourite Zevon album because it's an absolutely stunning album. Great songs, great guest artists. And one of the things we talked about was Neil Young plays, he's played later with Zevon, but that's his first interaction with Zevon. He plays a blistering solo on the title track, 4 minutes, 17 seconds of this typical Neil Young, rip the hell out of your guitar type solo. Neil Young was recording in the same studio as Zevon was recording Sentimental Hygiene. So they were recording it, and they said, "We need something really good in here, something striking." So Warren's manager, he wasn't without cojones. He said, "Well, Neil Young's up the street, up the hall."
The hall.
Yeah. So he went up and asked Neil Young if he'd contribute to the album, and says, "Yeah, I suppose so." And so Young came in, had a listen to what they'd recorded so far, played for 10 minutes, and then left saying, "I think you can probably do something with that." And you can. So, look, sadly, the album, because Zevon's alcoholism had pissed off so many people, it didn't get the promotion that it should have, and its chart performance was a bit of a non-event.
Yeah.
He sold lots of copies to fans, but it wasn't a breakthrough album. Certainly wasn't the breakthrough album that the quality of songs deserved.
Yeah.
He really bears his soul on tracks like Detox Mansion, where he went to the Betty Ford Clinic. And he's there with sort of the creme de la creme. And one of his lyrics says, "I've been raking leaves with Liza. Me and Liz clean up the yard." And that's the type of thing that he just throws into all of his songs. And I'm going to really indulge myself this episode by citing some of Zevon's lyrics because he is just a fantastic lyricist. Really, really good. Between Sentimental Hygiene was 1987, so between 1989 and 1995, he released another 3 albums. None of them was terribly commercially successful. They sold enough to keep him eating, but again, they weren't. Oh, Warren Zevon's on top of the charts again.
No.
Transverse City, Mr. Bad Example, which the title track of which is fantastic.
Yeah,
we love it. It's so
like
fun.
that album.
And Mutineer.
I like Mutineer. What a great song that is.
It's his, yeah.
It's a great song.
And in fact, the whole album is very low key.
Yeah.
He recorded it at home.
Oh.
Yeah, so in his home studio.
Right.
But they did sell enough for them still to be in print to this day, which is really something since there's so many albums get deleted, especially with streaming. On every album that he released, no matter what, you just pick anyone out of his career, it's he's got at least a couple of dynamite songs.
Yeah, that's
on
right.
Each album.
That's right.
Highlights during this period on these 3 albums: Splendid Isolation.
Yeah, fantastic.
He sings and plays. Neil Young adds harmonica. So Neil Young became a regular partner of Zevon. Don't want to wake up with no one beside me. Don't want to take up with nobody new. Don't want nobody dropping by without calling first. Don't want nothing to do with you. Splendid isolation. I don't need no one. One of his strongest efforts. But again, it's about locking yourself away from the world, and the world's bad, so I'm not going to interact with it.
Yeah.
Heartache spoken here, very country sound on Heartache spoken here, but it's still very, very nice. It's that Californian country sound that that a lot of bands had. It's Dwight Yoakam, for people who've heard of him, sings with him on this album. It's reminiscent of Johnny Cash's duets with Merle Haggard on many of the American series of albums. Yeah, Merle Haggard again, famous country singer,
indeed,
who was a good mate of Young's.
Yeah,
and Zev, Young and Zevon and Yoakam managed to recreate that sort of sound on Heartache Spoken Here. Yeah. Searching for a Heart,
great song.
Oh, cheers! And I'm searching for a heart, searching everyone. They say love conquers all. You can't start it like a car. You can't stop it with a gun. Terrific.
What a great line.
It is. I've always loved that. Yeah, yeah. And The Indifference of Heaven. This is Warren's girlfriend at the time. He played her the song. She said, Warren, I'd hate to live inside your head. He had a different way of looking at the world, which we love, and anyone who becomes a Zevon fan loves. I had a girl. Now she's gone. She left town. Town burned down. Nothing left but the sound of the front door closing forever.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Bleak.
Jesus Christ.
Dear. After this, he had his next two albums, the titles of which seemed to predict his coming diagnosis and death. Yeah, but he didn't know anything about him. That was just luck, because he often had black humour in his songs and his lyrics. Life Will Kill You in 2000, and My Ride's Here, 2002.
I know, it's really... Yeah. Anyway,
that's right. There's no sense of prescience in either of these album titles. Just his black sense of humour. No. Life Will Kill You in 2000, probably his best collection of songs since Excitable Boy, including Sentimental Hygiene, and I love Sentimental Hygiene. I've seen it reviewed as a light-hearted look at ageing, disease, decay, and ultimately death. Really? I don't know about light-hearted, but there's no lesser songs. You know, we talk about all killer, no filler. That describes this album perfectly. I Was in the House When the House Burned Down. I'll Slow You Down. Porcelain Monkey, about Elvis's slide into irrelevancy. And a cracker cover of Stevie Winwood's Back in the High Life Again.
Tis good, I agree.
It is a really nice version.
Yeah.
Then he goes to My Ride's Here in 2002. Then this is the one that was self-produced by Zevon at home.
And see, I would have thought that he would have known about his diagnosis then, because it just based on the title of the album.
You would think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But no, this is well before. And this has got it. The album wasn't well because he'd just done Life Will Kill You, which is a cracker of an album. And My Ride's Here got some good songs on it, but it's also got some duds by Zevon standards.
Yeah.
Just not great songs by anybody else's standards. It's got the song Hit Somebody, which features backing vocals from David Letterman.
Going, hit somebody!
Hit somebody! And bass by Tony Levin.
Yeah.
We've carried on about Tony Levin
what
before.
A great bass player.
He is a great bass player. Played with King Crimson, Peter Gabriel, Bowie.
I think, he was playing with Peter Gabriel. I don't know when Peter Gabriel's last concert effort was, but he was still there.
Absolutely, yeah. And he plays the stick too, which is like the neck of a bass without the whole body. It's very interesting. Yeah. Very, very good use of electronic musical technology.
And he looks good.
It does, doesn't it?
But he always has that big black jacket, big black coat on, and leather coat.
And
looks great.
And he's a tall bloke, skinny as, and got a mustache, of all things.
Yeah. Very
good. So Hit Somebody's about a hockey player whose role was to take out opposing players. Very violent sport, very typical.
Was it based on a real person?
No. Just a collection, because Zevon, he liked hanging out with the boys, and they'd have a few beers and a few more beers and a few more beers and watch the hockey.
Yeah, right.
So Buddy's real talent was beating people up. His heart wasn't in it, but the crowd ate it up. So, but despite that, his one wish in a 20-year career was to score one goal. It's chock-a-block full of words. We talked about Patti Smith the other week, and you look at the lyric sheet for this song, "Hit Somebody," and it's just full of words. It goes for a full page, and it's just each verse it's like a bloody chapter.
But it's quite a story, isn't it?
Isn't it? It's great. Yeah, lots of detail too. Another song on the album is "Basket Case." It's a collaboration with Carl Hiaasen, who's a noted crime fiction writer.
Oh,
yeah. Top seller, and look. He's recently had his book Bad Monkey adapted for streaming, starring Vince Vaughn.
Oh, is that the private detective?
Yes,
thing?
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Great
okay.
return to form. Vince Vaughn's really good. He used to be good, then he went a bit dud. I thought,
okay.
what are you doing, Vince?
I started watching it, then I stopped because I was watching something else. I should go back and watch that again.
It's worth it. It's
really
good fun.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So those early 2000 albums, really, really worth listening to. And the playlist for this show is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, you're going to love it. Well, sorry, if you don't love Zevon, you're not going to enjoy it.
Oh, look, you will anyway. You're going to be exposed to stuff that you haven't heard before, and you're going to say, I see what the boys are on about.
Mick was right all along.
Absolutely.
That's what I've had to do over the years.
Yeah, well, that's right. It's been an introductory process for you, hasn't it, Jeffrey?
That's right. Every day has been a new adventure.
After he was diagnosed with mesothelioma.
Because I just thought he had normal old-fashioned lung cancer.
So did I.
There you go.
Yeah, So he started recording The Wind because he had another bunch of songs, which were great, that he wanted to get down. And the album shows Zevon's love of life in his twisted way.
Yeah.
And his determination to leave behind a work that showed his talent, because he didn't want to leave a dud album.
Mm.
He didn't want to leave an incomplete album and have somebody else finish it
off. Yeah.
So he pushed to finish the album before he died. And he, like I said, his biggest fear was dying before he could finish. He finished recording it and mixing, producing the whole box and dice a couple of days before he died. Yeah, so it's a bit like Bowie in that sense. Bowie did Black Star and died a couple of days after finishing the album. All of his albums, right from the start, featured a photo of him on the cover. Yeah, an excitable boy. He's young and a bit dorky.
Yeah.
This album is an interesting development of how he looked. It's a simple, unvarnished image of Zevon showing the effects of his illness.
Yeah.
Looking straight down the barrel of the camera.
Yeah, I know.
It certainly makes no pretense that, hey, I'm Warren Zevon. This is great. I'm glad to be here.
He's not looking that great.
He's not looking well. Not
No,
looking well at all. We've talked about him songwriting in different languages. He does one here in Spanish, El Amor de mi Vida, a song for his ex-wife, Crystal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Crystal had divorced him when he was deep in his alcoholism, but he always loved her. And he asked her several times when he got his act together again after he'd gone through rehab, asked her to marry him again. And she says, "Nah, we're great friends. I don't want to ruin that."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is nice.
Okay. Fair enough, too.
I look outside, I know you're there, and you found a brand new life somewhere. I only wish it had been us, but I'm happy for your happiness.
That's nice.
It's really nice. So,
Nice.
Zevon hadn't had a drink since the late 80s.
Okay.
And he'd made all these albums and done all this work sober. But when he was diagnosed as terminal, he fell off the wagon, funnily enough, because it ain't going to kill you.
No.
But Springsteen was working with him on that album, The Wind, and Springsteen's a key player on the album, as you know. Springsteen had never seen him drinking.
Oh.
So, and a bottle of vodka was a warm-up.
Yeah, right. Just get you going.
Yeah. So Zevon, each day in the studio, would get into full flight, and Springsteen was horrified.
Really?
He'd never seen him in full flight. So,
God.
yeah. So the album The Wind got some really, really nice stuff. And when you consider, I don't, and he wouldn't like us to look at it, oh, Warren Zevon's dying, oh no, it's his dying album. It's just another album that he's finished. Right. But, He is dying.
Yeah, he is dying.
But he puts a lot of power into the voice that he's got left. He covered Knocking on Heaven's Door because Dylan performed a few Zevon covers live over the preceding year or two.
Yep.
In one of life's most unfair ironies, it's the only album to get significant praise from the mainstream industry.
It's all right.
Yeah. I mean, Harry was completely ignored up until this point. Yeah. And you can see that in his induction 25 years after he became eligible into the bloody Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That year, The Wind, in 2003-4, 5 Grammy nominations, including Song of the Year for Keep Me in Your Heart. He lost out to Luther Vandross. Yeah, exactly.
What did he do?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, the song, I forgot to write that down because I was just so horrified. Yeah, what's the point? So not serious.
Go Luther.
Yeah. So he had 2 wins, though. He took 2 Grammys after a lifetime of being completely ignored by the industry. Best rock vocal performance and group and best contemporary folk album. Contemporary folk. Maybe that's because he plays an acoustic on some of them.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't know. I mean, how you put people into these boxes is beyond me, to be really honest.
It's for my money, the Grammys and things like that, particularly the American awards, there's a whole lot of self-congratulatory middle ground.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we can't have everything. At least he got recognised at all.
Yeah, that's great, yeah.
He died in 2003, and a year later, a tribute album called Enjoy Every Sandwich was released, thanks David Letterman. And as I say, the title came from the interview with Letterman, where he says, what are you going to do now? Well, I'm going to enjoy every sandwich. I'm going to enjoy every single thing that I can do. I've got a list here of the songs, and he's got people like Don Henley, Adam Sandler.
Yeah, I know.
Who I don't regard as either a singer or an actor, but other than a couple of movies. But he does a cracker version of Werewolves of London.
He does indeed. It's a ripper.
A great version. Really good people like Steve Earle, Jackson Browne, Springsteen, of course.
The Springsteen song is sensational.
It is.
And it's live.
Yeah.
And it's just after he died. Yeah. And he introduces the song and says, my good friend Warren Zevon died the other day.
Yeah.
And then he plays My Ride's Here, and it's just an awesome version.
It is, yeah. And he goes on further with that introduction. He says, Warren Zevon, one of the great American songwriters.
That's right.
So for Springsteen to say that, it's a big rap indeed. Billy Bob Thornton. Now, anyone who's seen anything that Billy Bob Thornton is in would know that it's not unusual for him and Zevon to be mates.
It would not be unusual.
Billy Bob's got a bit of a black sense of humour as well.
Was he Bad Santa? In the movie?
Yes, he was.
Have you seen that movie? Yeah. He's just sitting there and he just pisses himself.
Yeah. Tasteful? No.
God.
He's what was the movie? 5 Seasons, where he was a lawyer in America who drank, surprisingly, for being a mate of Zevon's. Anyway, anything with Billy Bob Thornton in it, I'm automatically going to give a run to and watch it. Dylan, who also did a live version of Mutineer, yeah, which, as you say, is a terrific. I think it's better than Zevon's version. Yeah, because Zevon, had the lyrics and it's a great song, but he was a bit offhand with it. Whereas Dylan took it and it's 20 odd years ago, so he was still in the period where he actually gave a shit about what people thought of his singing. Some of the time.
Yeah.
And the Pixies.
Yes, what a great version.
It is really good. They've adopted it to Pixies style, so it's more Nirvana than Warren Zevon, but it just works perfectly. So that'll be on the playlist. And David Lindley, so Nick from Victoria. If you don't know this version, it's going to be there, and you really should go looking that one up, mate. Yeah. He's playing with Ry Cooder, who's a long-time collaborator for him. They do Monkey Wash, Donkey Rinse, which people say, well, what's this about? And and naturally Zevon's looked at a monkey washing. Monkeys generally just throw poo at things. And the donkey's got cloven hooves, so it can't really clean off anything at all. So it basically means that no one's going to do a good job here.
Okay. I never knew that.
Is that right?
I didn't know what the song meant.
Well, there you go. See, it takes Warren his death to help you. David Lindley died in 2023. So we've actually given quite a big coverage to David Lindley over the years.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he died of complications of COVID.
That's a bugger.
Yeah, I mean, lucky that this whole COVID thing's a hoax, isn't it? Gee whiz. Yeah. On this song, he played cittern. Now, you're talking about your Celestas. Cittern is a 16th century lute-like instrument, lute-like stringed instrument. It looks a bit like a lute.
It's big.
Not really, no.
Sitar?
Not sitar. Cittern.
Oh, cittern.
Could be chittern, Cittern.
Oh, no, sorry, I thought you were talking about citar.
Go and have a look at it.
Okay, I will.
It looks very much like a lute.
Okay, because he was I assume this is
David Lindley.
Lindley, because he's a bit of a master of all bloody instruments.
He was quoted at one point saying, I don't know how many stringed instruments I can play. Because he was one of those savants that someone would give him an instrument he'd never seen before, and 5 minutes later he's playing it like a genius.
A seasoned professional.
Absolutely. Like us. Look, Lindley, I know we've veered off a little bit, but how unusual. Lindley had a lot of similarities with Warren Zevon. He was highly regarded by elite musicians.
Yep.
Yeah, and certainly, I've never seen a quote that says David Lindley was an arsehole and jerked off in the studio and just wanted to play his own stuff.
Yeah.
Quite the opposite, really. Total professional, easy to work with. Came in with lots of great ideas. But he was never as famous as he should have been, despite the people he's played with and the songs he's played on. And he had a great sense of humour in his songwriting. You recall when we talked about his album, the name escapes me right at the moment, where he talks about Mercury Blues. He's going to get his girlfriend likes the Mercury, so he's going to get one and drive around up and down the main street.
Yeah, and he always looked good. He's had
those sideburns that came down to his jaw,
Hawaiian shirts and shit like that.
Yeah, a lot of fun. And Jorge Calderon, which most people wouldn't have heard of him outside of the Warren Zevon orbit, but he was Zevon's longtime collaborator. And again, he played a lot of the stringed instruments on Zevon's albums, and they did Keep Me in Your Heart for a while, which it's the last song on The Wind, and it's probably one of Zevon's most poignant songs. It's one of my funeral songs.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's...
Oh, that's a good idea too.
Yeah. If just because I leave you doesn't mean I love you any less. Oh, dear.
Okay.
Yeah, just an absolutely stunning song. That'll be on the playlist, and have a listen to that. In fact, I'm going to put both versions on it. I'm going to put Jorge's version and Warren's version on it.
Okay, fair enough.
Look, I could go on and on and on. And do
and
about Warren
would.
Zevon. And would, yeah. But you're giving me the wind-up. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Yes.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's Warren Zevon. Hope you liked it and have
Thank
a chance
you.
to listen to the playlist. Unless you're a Zevon tragic like us, there's going to be some wonderful songs that I'm certain you haven't heard. Give it a listen and you'll see why we're such fans. See you next time.
Thank you, Mick. Well, that's a wrap, and thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. It's free. And if you like this, tell your friends about us. Also, contact us at mickandthefatman@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks very much. See you next time.